Hello, lovely women. It's Claudia here, founder of Nourish by Claudia and the Recover from HA support group. And today I'm here to talk to you about sex drive and how to increase your sex drive, especially if your hormones have been a little bit out of whack and you have been suffering from amenorrhea for an extended period of time. And what I'm going to say from now on may not resonate with you or may be very much resonating with you. Some of the advices that I'm gonna give, they could really complement your recovery journey. Some others they may not. So just listen in until the end of the video, and please let me know in the comment section what's really resonating with you and what you are struggling with instead. I just wanted to share with you something which is pretty special. I had a client that started working with me 6 months ago, and finally she had sex with her husband after 15 years together. So 15 years is a very long time to be in a non-sexual relationship, especially when getting married. And the reality is that I get it, because I've been through low libido and low sex drive for a very long time, and I didn't even know that my life could be different. And only when I did the work and I managed to get my period back and I managed to work on my stress and anxiety and also on the messages that I was always feeding my brain with, that's when sex became part of a very healthy and a joyful and playful relationship. Because as I'm going to share with you right now, it's not only about the food. It's also about being in a situation where we feel hurt, where we trust the other person and where we trust ourselves and what our body is capable of. And it's also to be in an environment that supports our hormones, that supports our femininity. Because if we live in that masculine energy for most of the day, it's going to be very hard for you to switch on at the end of the day and decide, for example, to have sex with your partner. It doesn't really work that way. Also, keep in mind that if you have a fight or if you have a very stressful day at work, your cortisol level increased for approximately up to 4 to 6 hours. And when cortisol increases, then all the other sex hormones and oxytocins, which is the loving hormones, they decrease automatically. So you cannot expect to switch from A to B in a short amount of time. You cannot expect to switch from feminine and masculine energy in a short time frame. And you cannot expect possibly to feel at your most feminine when you're living in a very anxious state and when you are depriving your body from the nourishment and from the love that it needs and it deserves as well. So when treating someone from low libido, normally I assess their overall health before focusing specifically in the sexual health. So your libido levels are connected to your physical, mental, and emotional state. It is difficult to feel a desire for sex when you're exhausted, depressed, or unwell. And research points out that depression, sleep issues, night sweats, and high anxiety often occur alongside low libido, especially in women suffering from hypothalamic amenorrhea and hormonal disturbances. To top it all off, psychological problems are aggravated by hypothalamic amenorrhea, and hypothalamic amenorrhea is associated with anxiety, depressive symptoms, and high rates of mood disorders. And obviously, if you're quite moody and you're not feeling it, it's very hard for you to perform at your best and to have a great sexual desire. So all I'm trying to say here is, I get it. I know where you're coming from. You're definitely not alone. And there are a few things that you can put in place so that you can change that in the next few weeks, or maybe you can try after watching this video. So something that I would like to say, so we get this out of the way, there are some herbal mixture that can really help. Okay, there are some supplements that can increase your testosterone level specifically. And but please don't buy anything online, just always make sure that you buy the right supplements by following a naturopath or a nutritionist, as I am, or someone that you trust. Basically, don't buy anything out of Amazon, and just speak with your professional before. Just to give you an idea, there are a few things that can really help to improve that sex drive, and definitely vitamin D, because vitamin D is a precursor to all the hormones and is a happy hormones on its own. So palmetto, fenugreek, fenugreek seed can also be used in cooking. Then zinc, definitely, just to increase the testosterone level, but also to balance all the other hormones. Ashwagandha, it's great to decrease anxiety and mood disorders. Ginger, it can be very much appropriated in some situations. And then there are a few other things that I really would like you to consider that may be way more than helpful than taking just a random supplement here and there. So the first one is to improve your diet. So you can eat as many strawberries, honey, fresh figs, pomegranate, oysters and chocolate, and all the aphrodisiac foods as you want. But if you're coming from a very depleted state, your body is not gonna allow you to feel sexy, and it's not gonna really allow the abundant feminine energy to come out. Simply because when you're in a restricted situation from a caloric perspective or from a mindset perspective, your body is protecting you from it's protecting your energy. So if there is a low level of energy availability, your body is going to do whatever it can to keep your energy levels intact. That means, for example, saying no to a dinner because you're feeling too exhausted. It can also mean to say no to a date because it's too much thought and you don't want to get changed, and you don't want to have to deal with a menu that you're not familiar with. And it can also mean say no to having sex, because when you are having sex, then it's an energy exchange. And you soak in the energy of another person, and some of your energy is taken away from you. And obviously, once again, if there is no energy going around, then it's going to be very hard for you to feel it. So step number one is definitely improve your diet, meaning increase your energy availability by having that regular meals that are supportive to your hormonal health. Something else that is very important is to reduce the cardio activities, because that's a massive energy drainer. I call cardio activities like our energy vampires. Getting plenty of sleep, very, very important. If you're not sleeping properly, if you wake up multiple times through the night, if you sleep for less than 5 hours, or if you wake up at the crack of dawn to go for a run, for example, once again, your sex hormones, they're going to decrease, your cortisol is going to increase, and it's going to be very hard for you to tap into that feminine energy. Another tip is always to reduce your stress level. And it's such an umbrella term. Please go out and reduce your stress level. It's important to understand what's causing the stress. It's important to bring awareness to it, and it's important to have a plan in place that you can stick to. So then your stressors are going to be there, but you're not going to feel stressed because of them. Then obviously something else that it's important to mention is to make sure that you're addressing any underlying medical condition. So for example, if on top of hypothalamic amenorrhea there is something else going on, so and I just give you a few examples, like low thyroid health, poor thyroid health, anemia, or prolactinemia, those are all things that can really come in the way of affecting your sex drive. To move on to and by the way, before I move on to the next topic, by the way, it's very important to for me to say that if you need any support in terms of addressing your mental health and improving your your physical health, I'm definitely here for you. And I'm here for you on a one-on-one, or I'm here for you through the Period Comeback Protocol or through the HA community. So never feel afraid of reaching out. I know that this topic is very much sensitive for most women out there, but that's basically something that I am always discussing with my female clients, because having joyful sex, it's part of a very healthy life. Then there are a few physical considerations that may come to play. So if you have a very low level of estrogen, it's very possible that your vagina is pretty dry and you're experiencing dyspareunia. So dyspareunia is the pain when having sex. There are two different types of dyspareunia that I would like to underline here. They're very, very different. One is the external, so it's penetration kind of dyspareunia, so the pain that you experience during the penetration stage, or the other one is the deep dyspareunia. Deep dyspareunia could also be caused by different things, such as adenomyosis, endometriosis, or maybe even a gut situation. Dyspareunia that is normally felt at penetration, that may be caused by anxiety, so you're clenching your muscle just in order to prevent the pain, or because you're feeling too anxious and you don't have enough sex hormones running around, or because your vagina is dry. And research suggests that, for example, eating 2 teaspoons of linseeds daily can actually plump up the cells of the vagina and improve the vaginal lubrication. So that's something that you can very easily improve into your diet. But once again, if you're feeling quite undernourished, under the pump, if you're spread thin in so many different ways of your life, the vaginal dryness is a cause of mixed issues. And obviously, if you're afraid of experiencing pain when having sexual intercourse, you're not going to be able to fully embrace your femininity, and you're not going to be able to fully enjoy the act of having sex with someone. And that's going to cause a precedent, and then that can obviously lead to a domino effect. Some women, unfortunately, they do also experience different kind of disorders when they don't have enough hormones, and some women also have autoimmune diseases like lichen sclerosis and lichen planus that can come in the way. So just make sure that you speak to a professional, just to have a better understanding of why you're not having sex, why you're not enjoying sex, and if you have pain when having sex, if you're experiencing pain. On top of it, always make sure that you have a vaginal swab and an internal swab to test for any type of infections or bacteria that can have been laying around for a long period of time without you knowing. On top of it, I think that when sex is not present and you're in an active relationship, open communication is key. And it's also important to have a conversations on expectation. You may think that your husband or your partner, your boyfriend or your girlfriend, they want to have sex 5 times a day. But when you have a conversation with them, you may find out that they will be more than happy to have a fun sexual intercourse only once every couple of weeks. So make sure that you open the communication gateway with your loved one, so that you know exactly what to expect and what to work on. Also, remember that there are 5 different love languages, so not everyone gets really motivated by physical touch. And some people, they don't really need to have sex to feel loved and validated and part of a very warming relationship. Some people may enjoy to get some word of affirmation. Some people, they may enjoy receiving gifts. Some people, they just enjoy holding hands, on being cuddled before going to sleep at night. So we always put the sex in a pedestal because of all the movies that we have been watching over the past decades. But the reality is that maybe you're in a relationship with someone that doesn't value sex as much as it values you for the person that you are. And maybe you're in a relationship with a person that wants to hold your hands and hug you without a second agenda, without a hidden agenda. And it's also very important to understand what you want, because do you want to have regular sex? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Is there something that you're interested in? Is there something that you want to work on? Because having sex, yes, it's part of being in a healthy body and living a healthy life, but we are all very, very different. So how often do you want to have sex? Once a year, once a month, once every day? What are you looking for? What is really going to make you satisfied? And don't look at what the celebrity says. Don't look at movies. Just think about you and your current situation. What do you want? And last but not least, and I think that this on its own require another video, but if you think that not having sex is a problem, and if you think that you're the problem, you're going to create a problem. So the more that you tell your brain, sex is going to be painful, I'm not going to enjoy it, the more you're going to put it off, and the more likely you're going to be to experience pain and not to get any joy out of the sexual intercourse. So always be aware of the messages that you feed your brain. Okay, that's super important, and I really don't want you to brush through that, because yes, fine, you can eat the food and be nourished, and you can replenish your cells from the inside out, but mindset is always something that we have to be on top of to live our best life. Last but not least, I also would like to talk once again about expectations. If you are watching this video and you have had kids and you have passed the age of 35 and you want to go back to having sex with your husband after your hormones have been all over the place for a very long period of time, don't expect your sex life to be exactly where it was 20 years ago, because that's going to be hard. That's going to be very, very hard, especially, as I said, if you have kids, if you have responsibilities, if you have a hectic social life, if you're not sleeping well enough, on top of being undernourished and possibly being in a stressed state. All right, it was really a pleasure speaking with you today. I'm gonna post some more in terms of sex drive and how to increase it on the Recover from HA support group, and also keep watching on this channel. Make sure that you subscribe if you enjoy these videos, and if you want to work with me on a one-on-one basis, or if you want to join the period comeback protocol to know more how to improve your hormones, to know more how to restore your hormones, your hormonal balance, if you want to work on your mindset, if you want to work on your moods, if you know that life should be much easier, don't be afraid to reach out. Send me a message on Instagram, Facebook, come and join the group, post a message here on this YouTube channel, and you can find me at Nourish by Claudia. Love you and leave you. Bye for now.